Kyle Kulinski is letting us post some of the clips from his channel that we think you guys will really love in the Breaking Points community on our channel.
Yep, let's get to it.
So Reuters has, in really amazing article here, let's go through this. Israel's Knesset passes law barring Palestinian spouses. March 10th, 2022. That's the date that this came out. March 10th, 2022. Let's go through some of this. Israel's parliament on Thursday passed a law denying naturalization to Palestinians from the occupied West Bank or Gaza married to Israeli citizens, forcing thousands of Palestinian families to either emigrate or live apart. The so-called citizenship law passed just before the Knesset disbanded for a holiday recess by a 45-15 majority vote that crossed coalition opposition lines. 45-15, man. Holy cow. It replaced a similar temporary order that first passed during the height of a Palestinian uprising in 2003 and was renewed annually until it expired last July when the Knesset failed to secure a simple majority needed to extend it. Proponents say the law helps ensure Israel's security, and maintains its, quote, Jewish character. So think about that. They're saying this is to maintain our security. Well, wait. It's just a matter of logic, then, to say that your argument is Palestinian spouses are, by definition, a threat to security. They are undermining the security of Israel. Well, how are they undermining the security of Israel? Does every single Palestinian spouse pick up a gun and try to go attack the Knesset? No. So what are you talking about? Well, they admitted in the next sentence there, well, we're worried about the, quote, Jewish character of our nation. Oh, are you? So let's draw a parallel here. What if in the U.S. somebody said, I'd like to maintain the European character of the United States of America? You'd be like, whoa, that's weird. That's like ethno-statey, right? Or if somebody said, I'd like to maintain the Christian character of our nation. So, we'd like to ban any American citizen from marrying a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Muslim, a Jew, etc. You can only marry Christian. So we're dealing with admissions here of an ethno-state, or at the very least, some sort of a religious theocratic state. So this is, without a doubt, not a belief in freedom, democracy, human rights, equality. It's spitting in the eye of the idea of equality. Hey, if all people are equal, you can marry whoever you want, and it is what it is, it's totally fine. No. They're saying, you're not allowed to marry a Palestinian. We're going to ban that. They say some Knesset members said it was intended to prevent a gradual right of return for Palestinian refugees who were driven from their homes or fled during the 1948 war surrounding Israel's creation, all while Israel prepares to take in thousands of Ukrainian refugees. Wow, would you look at that? The state of Israel is Jewish, and so it will remain, said Simcha Rothman of the far-right religious Zionism party, a member of the opposition, who brought the law forward with Interior Minister Ayelet Shaked. Quote, today, God willing, Israel's defensive shield will be significantly strengthened, he told the Knesset hours before the vote. However, critics say the law discriminates against Israel's 21% Arab minority, you don't say, who are Palestinian by heritage and Israeli by citizenship, by barring them from extending citizenship and permanent residency to Palestinian spouses. This is like an anti-miscegenation law in 2022. That's what this is. So that's when, they say, white people and black people can't intermarry. We're against intermarriage. That's what this is. They're saying, look, an Israeli and a Palestinian, a Jew and a Muslim can't have it. Not going to allow it. And again, what's astonishing to me is, I saw this article on Twitter, talking about it now, covering it. This gets no reaction. I don't see much outrage over this. I don't see much talk about this. People are just like, yeah, that's Israel doing Israel things. Yeah, but maybe that's a problem. Especially when you have Israel and the U.S. and the West in general. We love to suck ourselves off and talk about just how much we believe in democracy and human rights. I mean, they say only democracy in the Middle East. Does this look like the action of, a democracy that believes in freedom and equality and justice? Is how this looks like? No, this is, laws that exacerbate the current state of apartheid that we have there. I mean, we're talking about second-class citizenship. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about you don't have the right skin tone, you don't have the right religion, you don't have the right ethnicity, background, and upbringing in order to be considered an equal here. And so we're going to codify that into law. So I don't want to hear anything about, the U.S. and Israel and the West sucking itself off about just how high and mighty we are when this stuff is happening right underneath our noses, and basically nobody's talking about it. We're the only people who are talking about it. And understand something, guys, because they frame it all from security and a defensive posture. That's how they talk about it. Every single aggressive, excuse me, I just hit the camera and shook it. Every single aggressive and imperialist and offensively violent nation in history always plays the victim as they're doing it. Always. It always happens. It always happens. It always happens. In fact, that's one of the only ways you can mobilize to get people to back such atrocious things. Because if you look at them for what they are, it makes you feel like you're a piece of shit. So you cloak everything in, well, we have to do this for defensive reasons and for self-protection reasons. And that's why we have to be disgustingly against equality. And we have to support modern day anti-miscegenation laws because if we don't do that, we won't survive as a people. Again, any authoritarian nation, any fascist dictatorship, they always cloak themselves in this language of justice and being defensive, when in reality, this is an aggressive thing to do. So it's just incredible, just absolutely incredible, man. It doesn't get any worse than this. And again, I don't see much talk about it.
Hey guys, we're going to be totally upfront with you. This is the most perilous time that we have ever operated in.
It is so difficult just to try to sort through the news, but even more importantly, to bring you accurate information as this wave of lockdown and censorship spreads across the nation.
Yeah, look, if you can become a premium subscriber today at breakingpoints.com, you're going to help us build out a vibrant, independent media ecosystem which is free of mainstream pressure. We can't tell you how important that is at a time like this.
Yep, that's right. Go to breakingpoints.com to subscribe. We love you guys and we appreciate you so much.